This is something I guess is a little more identifiable
So,
because the news reported it and everything.
there's
It's
like the
actually a
inbox
sad
now
event and goes to show how messed up
instead
the people in our
of
apartments were.
yelling this news
It
right
was
now.
early April. I remember
There's
we were
clearly
dyeing
gonna
eggs.
be
It was
3 new
daylight still,
cards,
around 7 or so. My mom
and
and
the
I were just
actual
doing
visit,
whatever, and I remember washing my hands at the
one new
sink,
one in
looking out
this
the window in
arena.
our kitchen. Then we
Hopefully
heard
it's
a
not
loud bang,
legendary,
but it didn't
so
really
I can
sound like a real
obviously
gun
get
or
it.
anything. My mom looked out of our window as well, and we sort of brushed it off as the neighborhood
That's
kids with
released in
BB
29
guns or
days
something.
full time.
Not to say that BB guns are loud, but
And
they are
after
when they
this
hit
costs
something. And
1,000.
we even saw children running around too. I don't know how much time passed, but we soon heard and saw police cars driving up into
You
the
can also
parking
do
lot.
it in the thing.
This
from the
was pretty
little counter.
common, so we didn't pay too much
And
attention.
now you can go
That
to
is,
the
until we
training
noticed them
camp.
surrounding our apartments. We had a very nosy community, so everyone had come out of their apartments and was trying to talk to the officers. There were cops everywhere, and I was outside with my parents too.
And I
A
was a
few
little too close,
ambulances
but
rushed
no.
up to the scene.
And I don't
didn't
even
think
have
it was
the
that serious
ball.
still. I remember that it was already pretty dark outside,
So,
maybe around twilight,
yeah.
and I saw a woman being carried out on a gurney.
That's it.
My mom told
See
me
you
to go
later.
back inside, and I did. My close friend was actually with me. She lived upstairs to
Oh, I
us,
just get
and her and her
back
parents were
over you.
outside. I
Guys?
didn't know what was going on until later that week. But what happened was that our neighbors, who were a man and his girlfriend, who was pregnant, had gotten into a fight. But he pulled out a gun and shot her. I believe he shot her in the stomach. She was only 18 years old and 4 months pregnant. He had fled the scene with the gun and was missing. It was a traumatic event for the community, and I even remember that not everyone wanted to be interviewed by the news stations that came the next day. Eventually, after it all settled down, most of us just wanted the boyfriend found, and he was. After a few months, he was found hiding in Mexico. I'm glad to know that he is behind bars for the murder of 2 lives, and honestly, I don't miss the Estancia's apartments. Number 2. Man in the Window. Submitted by Keo. I believe in all things paranormal, although I haven't had too many experiences of my own. I have had my things moved around and show up in odd places. I've been in my room and I hear voices
Yes,
coming
this
from the
is the little
hallway. They
guys.
sound like a party is going on, only to open the door and find that everything is silent and still. These are weird voices that I just can't explain. Just little stuff like that. But there was one experience that happened about a year and a half ago. I'm a 22-year-old female living with my mom in our 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. I do need to explain the layout of the apartment so you can understand better. Our apartment at the time was located at the very far end of the complex. Next to the apartment was the maintenance office, so the maintenance guy always had his truck parked there. And in that corner is a decent shining light. From my kitchen window that's above the sink, I can see the truck. And from my mom's bathroom window, you can also see the truck. So you can pretty
Okay.
much see this corner area from the kitchen and my mom's bathroom. Now, for the story. It was around 3 in the morning. I'm always up pretty late because I'm a night owl. I went to the kitchen to get a snack, and on the way back to my room I realized I'd forgotten my drink. I left my snack in my room and went back to the kitchen. I noticed there wasn't a trash bag in the bin, so I figured I might as well do it, and that way I didn't have to worry about it later. As I'm opening the trash bag, I get this sudden strong feeling that I'm being watched. I looked up and I see a man looking right at me, dead in the eyes. He looked at me with the most hateful look I've ever seen anyone give someone. He looked at me as if I had ruined his life, as if I had taken his most prized possessions away. It was just so hateful and angry. It was completely dark in my kitchen, the only light on being the stove light, which is very dim, so it doesn't provide enough to see anybody. But we stare at each other for about 2 seconds before my fight or flight kicks in. Finally, I run to my room. My heart is pounding, and I remembered my mom's window. Slowly and cautiously, I went in and looked. I didn't see him, and no one was around. Mind you, this all happened within seconds of seeing the guy. And for 2 reasons, this situation does not make any sense. Reason number 1, the next morning I went outside the apartment, and I could barely see into the kitchen, let alone be able to make direct eye contact with someone inside, despite it being the afternoon with more light out. Reason number 2, The bright light I mentioned that's next to the maintenance man's truck.
Okay, yep, that's
If
a
it had been
win.
a bum, someone just wandering around the complex that's not supposed to be there, it just wouldn't make any sense to be standing in the most
Oh
lit
yeah, now
area of the
new
place.
highest
The story
trophies.
might
Or
be
have
short,
you guys already
but it's very
seen it?
confusing and very, very frightening. I get really intense chills when I think about this, and even as I'm typing it, I
Yeah,
have
my
major
deck is now
goosebumps.
legendary
I will
deck, so
never
you guys
forget
should
that
be able to
evil look
copy
he
it.
gave me.
If you're arena 5 or higher.
Number 3, the red-eyed figure.
And look how
Submitted
much
by
I'm
Arcane
more
Fire.
than half.
My name is Brandon. I live with my parents and my cat, and I'm currently 14 years old.
So bye
The
guys.
story I'm
Love
about
you
to
all.
share
See ya.
with you is very recent. It happened to me